Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Squarespace. I've been using Squarespace for JaredPolin.com for 10 years now, and just last month, I personally built 2 new sites with Squarespace, even though I already said Squarespace up above. Fund a Photographer was one of them, and BerniePhotoBook.com is another one, and guess what? I don't know coding, and I never will. The sites were easy enough to build, edit, and launch all by myself. Head on over to squarespace.com/FroKnowsPhoto to get your 14-day free trial. If you decide that it's for you, use the code FroKnowsPhoto at checkout to get what? 10% off your first order. First up, I have a couple of disclaimers. Did you fall for the April Fool's fix last week?
You fooled them.
Or 2 years in a row with the same title?
You fooled them all.
Let me know down below, but hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Now also, before we jump into the first news story, I want to let you know that I'm going to attempt to focus on being more positive when it comes to photo news. Now with that disclaimer out of the way, Ricoh has finally officially launched the Pentax K3 Mark III, aka its flagship APS-C DSLR. Deep breaths, positives. The top level specs of the K3 Mark III are that it sports a 25.7 megapixel BSI CMOS sensor, has 5-axis in-body stabilization, sports 101 AF points with 25 being cross types, thanks to what they call SAFOX13 AF modular, or like I like to call SAFOX13 AF module. It is weather sealed, has an optical viewfinder. No shit, it's a DSLR. Oh, actually, I wrote that. I just said that and I actually wrote it in my script. That's funny. It has an 8-directional joystick, can shoot up to 11 frames per second with continuous AF, and follows Pentax's 5 principles, which for those who don't remember them, because why would you, I'll give you a refresher.
Here we go.
Designing cameras through sheer devotion. Producing cameras with the power to capture images with a direct communication with the subject. Designing cameras that allow for the enjoyment of every process of making an image, pursuing a level of quality and performance that cannot be measured by numbers alone, and respecting and valuing the photographic experience of its users. Time out. I'm invoking a 30-second timeout on being positive.
Is it just me?
Or does that sound like complete self-help bullshit, where everyone gets a trophy and no one can get their feelings hurt? It's not just me, right? It's literally 58 words of verbal diarrhea that holds 0 weight. It gets even better though. This flagship camera clocks in at $2,000. Do you know what else is $2,000? The Nikon Z6 II, even the Sony A7 III, and they're all full frame. Now, on a positive note, I'd be down to do a real-world review of this bad boy if Pentax PR would please give me a call. Pentax PR, please give me a call. Next up, last week, Nikon Rumors tweeted about a class action lawsuit filed against Sony for A7 III shutter problems. Now, I'll have more on that in just a second, and they had this to say. Just imagine if this was #Nikon. Many YouTubers will have a feast, but now silence, because #Sony may not invite them to the next free exotic vacation. Oh, sick burn. Nah. Someone's just jealous that they've never been invited. Everyone knows we're worried about missing out on the Sony money truck delivery, not some work trip where we spend it listening to hours of tech talk in an aptly named boardroom, followed by mostly getting on a bus to drive somewhere for a few hours, only to get to lunch, which is terrible, and from a buffet, and then we get to dinner, and it's another crappy buffet.
This isn't chicken. This is chicken. Want some?
The real reason we go? Strippers, like this one.
Give me the honey, give me the honey, give me the honey, and let me love you.
That guy was hot and took all of my dollars. So here's the story. A class action lawsuit was filed in the Southern District of New York against Sony, claiming, and I'm paraphrasing now, that the A7 III's shutter is prone to failure before the 200,000 actuation rating, and many times when it fails, it's outside of the 1-year warranty.
That figures.
Causing the owner to have to fork over $500 to $650 for a repair. The issue at hand is not that a shutter randomly failed, but numerous failures all occurring at what seems to be be at the same fail point. Now, if the shutters are failing early for some reason, I hope Sony does the right thing and refunds money to anyone who paid to have their shutters replaced outside of warranty. And 2, I hope they offer repairs into the future if this issue persists. Is that the Sony money truck pulling away? Nope. Hey, were you one of the lucky people who picked up this shirt when it was on sale for a limited amount of time? Because guess what? It's never going on sale again. So if you got it, you're special. To check out other shirts, head on over to store.FroKnowsPhoto.com to pick up your I Shoot Raw swag. And finally, is Canon about to announce some big-ass RF glass? According to Canon Rumors, the answer to that question is yes! Canon Rumors is reporting that 3 new lenses will be announced by the end of April. These lenses are the 400 2.8 RF, 600 f4 RF, and 100mm 2.8 macro RF. As I've been saying since day one of the RF mount, Canon is crushing their mirrorless lens lineup. They launched strong with quality pro options and have continued to innovate and spread the lineup out. With the 400, 600 potentially coming this month, it makes you think we might see Canon's high-end pro mirrorless make an appearance as well. Now, I'm excited for the 100 macro, as that will come in handy when we are making B-roll. But if I had to guess, the 600 f4 will be priced around $14,000, and the 400 2.8 will clock in at a hefty $13,000. Now, I know these aren't cheap, but they are super important lenses for the photographers that rely on them for a living. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.